Our first terrifying ancient beast, the Dunkleosteus. This one's got armor plating and an attitude problem that'll make you grateful it's gone into extinction. Let's call it the armored tank of the Devonian period. Imagine a fish that's not only the size of a bus, but also equipped with a mouth full of guillotine blades. See, Dunkleosteus was a beast, stretching up to 33 feet long and weighing around 4 tons. And its most terrifying feature was its jaw. This bad boy can snap shut with the force of a T-Rex bite, thanks to its razor-sharp, self-sharpening bony plates. No fish, no matter how slick or speedy, could escape once Dunkleosteus had it in its sights. Picture it. You're a prehistoric fish just cruising the ancient seas, enjoying a plankton buffet, when suddenly you see this enormous shadow overhead. Before you can say, swim, Dunkleosteus rockets towards you, mouth wide open. And trust me, it's lights out. This predator didn't just hunt. It annihilated. But here's the crazier part. Dunkleosteus didn't have true teeth. Instead, it had 2 pairs of rough, blade-like structures that grew continuously and kept themselves sharp by grinding against each other. But if you thought a giant armored fish was terrifying, wait until you meet our next ancient predator. This one's got teeth as big as your hand and an appetite that would make a great white shark run for cover. The Megalodon, the undisputed heavyweight champion of prehistoric sharks. Imagine a great white shark, but supersized to the point where it could use an intercity coach as a toothpick. Yep, that's Megalodon for you. Megalodon was a monster, 60 feet long, and boasting a bite force that could crush a Cybertruck. Its teeth alone were the size of a human hand, and it had several rows of them, ensuring no prey could escape its wicked grip. This beast patrolled the oceans around 23 to 3.6 million years ago, and at that time, every marine creature was a potential snack. But Megalodon wasn't just a mindless eating machine. This shark had a strategy. It often targeted the fins of its prey first, immobilizing them before going in for the kill. Yeah, they were that smart too. Anyway, if you find this video exciting, please do well to subscribe. Alright, back to it. When you thought it was safe to go back in the water, think again. Because while Megalodon ruled the oceans, our next contender made the jungles and swamps a living nightmare. Meet Titanoboa, the giant snake that could give Indiana Jones a heart attack. We'll say this is the largest snake ever to exist. If you thought modern-day anacondas were scary, Titanoboa would make them look like garden snakes. This serpent lived around 60 million years ago in the hot and humid jungles of what is now Colombia and could grow up to 45 feet long while weighing over a ton. Imagine a snake longer than a school bus and as heavy as a small car. What made Titanoboa even more terrifying was its ability to blend into its environment. With its dark, scaly skin, it could easily hide among the thick vegetation and murky waters, making it the ultimate ambush predator. Titanoboa's strength was legendary. It didn't just catch its prey, it overpowered them with ease. Its most trusted method is squeezing life out of its victims until there is nothing left but a crumpled mass. And with the ability to sense heat, this dreadful snake could detect warm-blooded prey even in the dense, dark jungles. Whether it was a giant turtle or a prehistoric crocodile, nothing, absolutely nothing, was safe. Well, apart from just a few, like Andrewsarchus, the mammal that terrorized the land long before any lion or tiger. This prehistoric predator walked on all fours, had a face only a mother could love, and jaws that could crush bones. Imagine a creature that looks like a wolf on steroids, with a bite force to match. Yeah, that's Andrewsarchus for you. This beast roamed the earth around 45 to 36 million years ago during the Eocene epoch and was the largest terrestrial mammalian carnivore ever discovered. It measured up to 13 feet long and weighed around a ton. Its massive skull alone was nearly 3 feet long, containing jaws that could crush bones like potato chips. Interestingly, this mammal wasn't picky. It was an opportunistic feeder, meaning it would eat pretty much anything it could catch. From small mammals to scavenging on carcasses, everything is food to Andrewsarchus. And it didn't really matter that Andrewsarchus lived in a time when the Earth contained several giant species, each competing for survival. This animal's unmatchable size and power meant it had very few natural enemies. To put things into better context, During the Eocene epoch, when Andrewsarchus lived, early relatives of horses, rhinoceroses, and large pig-like creatures known as entelodonts also populated the earth. Andrewsarchus likely preyed on these animals, using its powerful jaws to crush bones and tear flesh. Andrewsarchus's major competitors were the crocodiliforms, the large prehistoric relatives of modern crocodiles. Living in the same habitat, these two monsters competed for the same food sources and wreaked havoc far more than Osama might have done. However, Andrewsarchus's non-picky attitude and relentless spirit have it a distinct advantage, placing it at the top of the food chain. But don't get too comfortable. If you thought a giant wolf-like creature was unsettling, imagine a millipede as long as a car crawling through your backyard. Yeah, things were a whole lot creepier when Arthropleuras were still here with us. Imagine this. You're on a nature hike, enjoying the great outdoors, when you spot a millipede. No big deal, right? Good. Now, imagine that a millipede is as long as your car and weighs as much too. Arthropleura thrived in an era when the Earth's atmosphere had a much higher oxygen content, allowing insects and arthropods to grow to incredible sizes. It was a time when nature seemed to have an obsession with making things bigger and, quite frankly, scarier. But what made Arthropleura stand out wasn't just its size, appearance, and movement. Covered in hard, segmented armor, this multi-legged giant moved with surprising speed and agility, navigating dense underbrushes with ease. Imagine seeing what looks like a massive living tank scuttling through the ancient forest floor, each segment clattering as it moves. Now, despite its fearsome appearance, Arthropleura was likely a gentle giant. Studies suggest it was primarily a herbivore, feeding on the abundant plant material that littered the forest floor. Its mouthparts were adapted for munching on decayed leaves and other vegetation, making it a crucial part of the ecosystem as it helped decompose and recycle plant matter. Also, the exoskeleton of Arthropleura provided excellent protection against predators. This natural armor was a formidable defense mechanism, making it difficult for any would-be attacker to harm it. However, the biggest threat to Arthropleura was likely not other creatures, but changes in the environment. As oxygen levels in the atmosphere dropped towards the end of the Carboniferous period, these giants eventually disappeared. So next time you're out in nature and spot a tiny millipede, take a moment to appreciate that its ancient relative isn't around today. Because, indeed, Arthropleura might have been a harmless herbivore, but its sheer size and creepy crawly nature are enough to make anyone uneasy. So, there you have it, guys. If you enjoyed watching this video, YouTube thinks you will like this one next. So click on it.